Greetings everyone, Pockets here, back again playing some more EVE Online. And I'm on Kel, and we're in Gensort in our home system. And for today, I am going to set up some PI systems, or some PI planets, mostly to make some fuel block, the materials for fuel blocks. Now I'm doing this in high sec with this character just because a lot of my guys who are interested in this operate in high sec only. This is going to be similar to the system I set up in Fleet. We're going to try a couple little tweaks as we go. I'm going to talk about it, but I already have a system like this running in low sec to make PI. I figured I would do the second one with one of my high sec characters just to see how it works. I'm not entirely sure how cost efficient this is going to be due to the local customs offices having 15 to 20% taxes, but we're going to do it anyways. So what we're going to need is, we might need two, but okay, we're going to drop some of these things away here because I don't actually need them. So we might need two of these, so I'm going to drop one away. I bought some extras in case people need them. I think we only need one storm, and I already put that one out before I thought maybe I should record this. And we're going to need one lava, so I'll put two of these away here, and then we'll see. If we don't need this other barren one, I'll put it in here as well, and we can give it away to other people that want to do this. But we're going to go ahead and get started. Now, I've already done the math, and I'm going to talk through the math as we go. Some of the stuff is theory, and again, I did all the math myself, so it might be wrong because I'm just going based on what I kind of figured out over the last couple of years. So the only way for me to learn things really is to go and do them. Reading a website on it helps get the base, but I have to do the math. So let's just go ahead and we'll get undocked. We can do this from tether, so it's fine. So we have to undock in a cargo ship, holding our command centers. Command centers are like 1,000 meters cubed each. So we're just going to go ahead and stop our ship. We're still tethered. Nothing scary. Where's local? Why'd local go away? Let's bring that back. Chat. Here we go. Chat. Local. Perfect. We can move this down. Alright, so the first thing I'm going to do is go back to the one I already set up, the storm planet. And all I did is I dropped the command center. And so for PI we need 2 mining planets, each mining 3 materials. And for our storm planet, we're going to do aqueous liquids, ionic solutions, and noble gases. And so this is my setup here. So if I get to click, you can see here we have aqueous liquids down here. So that's not bad. We're going to put like an extractor like here. Probably could have gone, could actually go down a bit more, maybe here. And then ionic solutions will be here. So we'll put the one for that up closer to the command center. And then noble gases is all over the place. So this is good. So what to build? We're going to start with setting up our infrastructure. So we are going to do a spaceport because we need to get the stuff off the planet. And I'm just going to go ahead and place this. I think we wanted one of them down here, so I'm going to kind of keep this close. Oh, I already have a launch pad somewhere. Where do I have a launch pad? I don't have a launch pad. What? Oh, I didn't upgrade this, did I? No, I did not upgrade this. So that's the first thing you want to do. You drop your command center. I have it trained to 4, so it gives me more power grid and more CPU. It costs about 4 million ISK. I don't usually worry about this one because even if I move stuff, as long as you don't delete the command center, it's fine. And your command center doesn't actually have to be near the rest of your infrastructure, so that's a good little tidbit to know. It was aqueous liquids down here? Yeah, about here. I'm pointing at the screen right here. So this is where I want to start, and I want to build my way up. So we go back to build. This is why I had this minimized. That's okay. We'll just move this over here for now. Oops, move my screen. Don't do that. And we are going to build storage. Nope, we're going to build, yeah, let's start with storage because I like that. And we'll put it right here where I have my thumb, my finger pointed. Alright, there's our first storage unit. We're going to use 3 of these. Come on up. And I'll show you why in a minute. And we just want to sort of move it as close as we can. So there's our storage units. Now, the reason we wanted these as close together as we can is because you have to build links. One way to build links is go here, click Create Link, and then you can join the 2 structures. And the longer this link is, the more power and CPU it uses. So you can see that here. You can also hold Control and click on one. It gives you the same thing. So you can see the distance and the power and the CPU. So this gets us a minimal amount of power usage. And then I'm going to put my launch pad right off the back of this one. And we're going to connect this one to this one. So what this allows us to do is move materials down these paths. So I can actually move from this through the links to this launch pad. So instead of having it this way, which creates slightly longer connections, now I could have tucked this in around, so it sort of arcs around the launch pad, but I kind of wanted to get this up higher this way to reach up here, because we have noble gas up there, I believe. No, noble gas is good. Ionic solutions is up there, yeah. So ionic aqueous. So it kind of puts us in the middle. So that gave us the most benefits. All right. So the next thing we're going to do is our extractors. Now, right now we don't have to name them, but I'm going to put the extractors. I'm going to put one sort of this way towards this, but I'm going to keep it nice and tight. Once again, for the same reason, as tight as I can do it. We're going to connect that in. I'm going to build another extractor up top here. I gotta zoom and rotate. Can I rotate the map? Why is that not letting me? Ugh. Why is it not letting me rotate? There we go. That was weird. Alright. And we're just gonna go until it's green and click. Hold control, link them together. And then the other one, noble gas is like everywhere, so I'm just gonna put it right off that. Right in here. And we'll show you what the scanning means actually, since I didn't cover that in the beginning. So when you look at a planet in planet overview mode, let me submit that just so I don't have to redo it. And I'll show you this. Alright. So there's the cost to install all that stuff. So it's another 5 million or whatever, 6 million. Am I going to run out of money? No, I got a bit. We'll be okay. Everything looks good. Okay, so once we're out here, if you go to your information here and you go on a planet, I believe it's this one? 4? 6. 6. So planet 6 is a storm planet. If you right click on it, view in planet mode, that's how you get into this screen. Once you have structures on it, you can use your planetary colonies and it'll just list the planets you have colonies on. And I can do up to 5 right now. And so in here you have 2 options. You have build, which gives you all access to your structures. And you have scan, which gives you the materials you can find. And this shows you kind of the rarity of it. So if you click on it, you get this heat map. Now, there's none here. And the highest concentration is in the white zone. So it sort of goes down the scale. And you can play with this by increasing like your scan strength, so how focused you are. So you can see if I go just like this, that's kind of like the hottest point, and you can use this to compare all around the map. So that's kind of the hottest point on the map for this one. And so that's how you find your areas, and you just kind of find a spot that suits. Like obviously noble gas is much bigger than our aqueous or ionic solutions, and aqueous liquids isn't bad either, so I kind of focused on noble and tried to sort of find a spot close to some of the others. So that's how I did that. Now we get back to work, and you can actually do this in the same system, and if you train the remote skills you can actually do it several jumps away. I think I can do it up to 5 jumps away or something, or more than that, but right now we're in the system, so that's fine. And there's all sorts of details on how you find the best planets, but I kind of already know what I want. So storm planet for this. I didn't link this guy, so I just want to link him into this one. So what's going to happen is these are my extractors. They're going to mine the various materials, and then they're going to dump them into these storage units. And then once every however long I set it up for, I'm going to come and move all the stuff into the launch pad and launch it up into space. There's a unit in space. You can do rocket launches, but I don't like it because you can't move as much stuff and it's not as convenient. So I just use launch pads. It might be a way to save some money on the exporting of materials, but you have to use launch pads to import them as far as I know. So I'm just going to set it up this way. This is how I set it up. Alright, so we're going to submit that. And we're going to go ahead now and set up our extractor. Now this is Ionic Solutions, so we're going to click on our extractor. Click on Survey Deposits. And we'll go to Products in a minute. Stats, links, routes, all that stuff is going to come up as we go. And this is kind of where we need to go. So this is our extractor setup screen. And what we're going to do is we're doing Ionic Solutions with this top one, which is up here. I'm just going to make this just a little bit less there. And based on my math, and we'll go through it when we get to the factory, but we need 6,000 units per hour to run an hour's cycle of other things. So as you go up the chain, you need 6,000 units of raw, and that runs all the way up the chain, so you can do one output per hour of your top resource things. And we'll get to that when we get to the factory planet, but I just wanted to mention to you that we're aiming for 6,000 an hour, which is about 144,000 a day. And I'm actually going to set this, because it's high sec, and I'm in high sec every day anyways, I'm going to actually set these to 1 day cycles. I might actually up this to a day and a half just to give me some buffer, but we'll start at 1 day. So you can see the slider here, this is your extraction area size. So program starts, it's 1 day. We're going to get a graph in here in a minute, but you can slide this all the way up to like 2 weeks, I think. 14 days, yeah. So I could set a 14-day cycle and just ignore it. My low sec stuff runs on about a 2-day cycle, because I got to pop in on that character every 2 days anyway to do other things. Blueprint copying and reactions and that sort of thing is well done down there. So, alright. So first thing we're going to do is we're going to get one extractor head. So if you click this, fires up an extractor head, and you just sort of move this around. Now each extractor head kind of has a range, but it uses the same amount of energy no matter what. So as long as you're within the range, you can see if I zoom out, that circle is the range, and I can move it anywhere within that circle, and it's going to give me, sorry, punch the mic, a deal here. Now I kind of want to get away with using 2 or 3. I'm probably going to need at least 3 because I can get what, 48 the first one, and we'll put up the next one. Can we get to it like 100? Yeah, it's going to be pretty tight. We might have to do 4, which I'm hoping the Noble Gas one will work. Well, 95 I think. We'll do a third one and see what we can get out of that. So that's pretty close. 143, 144, perfect. That is perfect. So I've got 144, it's a 1-day cycle. Now if I up this to 2, I'm actually going to lose some. Go down here, put it to 2, and you see it's not quite double. So kind of like those idle games, the longer the run, the longer the run, the less efficient. So if you can, if you do every 15 minutes, I get 28, or what's the smallest we can do? Let's just bring it all the way down to 1 hour. I get 11,000 units an hour. I only need 6,000 units an hour. So, same idea. So it's the more often you check on it, kind of the more efficient you can be. So we're going to go with this, and you can see the graph, we get most of it at the beginning. And then as you go longer, there's some spikes, but it kind of gradually comes down. So your most is up in the first couple of hours anyway. But I'll let it run for a whole day at a time, and that's just going to be every day I just cycle it for now. So once we have it and we're happy with it, we can click install. You can see it's using up our power grid. Now for each extractor head, you also need to tell the product where to go. So if I just leave this like this and leave it running, once I hit submit, it starts mining. And every 15 minutes, you won't actually see it here, but every 15 minutes it pulls ore, but if it doesn't go anywhere, it just goes away. So we're going to move it into this storage. So to do that, we're going to go to products. You can see here Ionic Solutions. And we're going to go ahead and move Ionic Solutions. So we're going to click on it. We're going to click Create Route. And we're going to click on the storage bin that we want Ionic Solutions to go into. And click Create Route. So you can see that that was $32.99 every 15 minutes at the beginning. So it's making a big one. Alright, so now once we hit submit, and we'll show stats, just kind of show you what it's doing and how much usage. Links show you the path it's connected to, the direct one. Routes will show you that we have this thing outgoing. And the cool thing with this is if you, I don't know if you can see it, if I zoom in, you can see the blue dotted line saying I have something going there. And if I hover over this, let me click off of this. So you can see that I got a blue dotted line. If I click on this, you can see it's orange. So it's blue, saying that there's something there. If I hover it, it's showing me the path this is going. Now, if I had this going straight to here, you'd see the orange dotted line go all the way down and across. And so it's pretty cool. Nice little visual, so you can make sure things are routed. If you have things coming and going, which sometimes happens with factories, you'll have your raws coming in and your outputs going out. You'll see a dotted line going in each direction as well. So that's the first one. We're going to submit it. And now it's going to start working. You'll see in a second, you can see this speck of a white line right at the top. So as you go, that fills up. Once it's full, you get a cycle. So you can see here running a 15-minute cycle. So at like here, it's going to be 3/4 full. If you looked at it, we'd have 3/4 of this circle filled out. And that's that. Same with this. As it fills up, you get a meter showing how full it is and all the way down the line. So let's go ahead and get the rest of these set up. We're going to do this one last because it's our biggest. We should be able to get away with fewer. This one is going to be aqueous liquids. And that's down here. And again, we're going to go to a 1-day cycle. 1 day. And we'll see what we can get out of this. Now we're going to make this scan a little more accurate. Yeah, see, we're a little far away from our spots, but we can reach down to this one almost. So 43, what can we get over here? 44. Yeah, so it's not quite as good, but again, it's as good as what we had, right? Because we were down here, so we should be able to get away with 3 at this one as well easily. 90. Sometimes in the red still helps because your skills also affect the accuracy, so don't just assume it's in the white. You can check to the edges as well and down into the orange even sometimes. Just because your skills will affect how accurate this scan actually is as well. So keep that in mind. So I think 90 is going to do it. And we'll do one more here. And we're getting close. So can I get to 44 here? So you can see, as well, it's all spread out. It's not exactly concentrated. So it looked like we had slightly better concentration of the other one, which is fine. We'll go with 30. There's a 37 in here somewhere. So I kind of just sort of move it around and narrow it down to where I want it. Maybe it was 27. Yeah, okay. Let's do a fourth. We may have to just settle for not having enough. Which is fine, because it's not going to, this isn't going to be perfect. I may not even run this very long. We'll just grab as much as we can. So you can see there's a big spike here in the middle somewhere, so perfect. We'll install that. And then we'll make sure that this is routed. See, it says not routed. Create route. We'll move our camera a bit. We want it in this. So there we go. That is now routed. And there's this outgoing. And submit. So you can see the bar filling up on this first one now. It's a couple minutes in. And then this one is going to be noble gases, which is the there right there. Boom. Okay. We're going to cinch this down just a little. We'll try to get it as close to there. That's probably good. And we're going to try with, oops, 1 day cycles. 1 day. So it's a lot of little clicking. We're going to go 1 day, and we're going to try to get it as far up here as we can. We're going to get, ooh, nice one. Yeah, 60 something right off the hop. So that's good. Yeah, this will be okay. We'll be able to get away with, hopefully we can get 3 on it. Looks like we're going to be able to easily fit 3, so we'll easily hit our target 144 this way. See, we're already there, and we're just going to grab as much as we can. I'll just let it run. So, boom. So we'll install that, and we'll route it. So this isn't bad. What I'm worried about here is the cost. And again, if it seems to be too much, I'm just not going to run it here and just keep running it in low sec. But it wouldn't be bad to supplement it with some high sec, easy access. We don't have to fly through scary space. And there we go. So that's all my routes now. The other thing you can do, and we won't be able to really show it here. Yeah, that's all good. Everything's routed. We'll submit it so everything can run. So you can see coming in. Oops, see, I went too far. I went too far. So we're going to go over here, and we're going to reroute this. Delete route, create route. I don't want it going straight into this because the storage unit here has more storage room than the launch pad does. And this will allow me to, if there's days where I don't have time to actually deal with it, I can just go and restart the miners real quick. Nope, that's not what I want. So that's better. Now we'll submit it. There we go. Now you can see it's going here. And what you can do is when you're in here, once you have product, you can go expedite transfer, select your launch pad, then you move stuff from your storehouse to transfer, and then click go, and it goes to here. So you can see it's 12,000 as opposed to 10,000. What I can do, I can transfer it over here and then launch it into space. And if you launch it, you'll get the customs office window in a second. And this is your launch pad side. So these are all the launch pads on the planet. And you'll see here that gets pretty complicated when we get into the factory planets. And you just move it over to here. We're getting a 15% tax, so it's going to charge us. But this has 35,000, so I can fill this up, launch it into space, and then ignore it if I need to for a couple days. As this fills up, basically this works out to be about, if I fill this right up, it just about fills up my one hauler, which we're going to have to get into as well because I don't even have an epithal yet. So we'll probably have to do that at some point as well. Alright, so that's this planet done. You can see everything's exporting to its own storage, and we're good to go. So next, so we just close this, you can see it here. We have Gensort planet, Gensort 6, 8 installations. Next, we're going to need a lava planet. Lava. So, let's go ahead in here. We'll find a lava planet. I think in my lookings I liked this one. So we're just going to go view in planet mode. And I'll show you how I kind of scout out a planet. So here's a nice little lava planet. I know lava planets have the 3 other materials I want. There are websites you can use to do this. There's documents you can use. But again, I wanted to figure it out. So I did searching and found various planets in my area that had what I needed and sort of figured out what I could do, and it worked out pretty well. So we are going to go to scan mode, and we need base metals, heavy metals, and non-CS crystals from this planet. Now, which is our smallest? It's a tie between these two. So we'll start with base metals. we have any white heat, so we'll condense this a little more. We have any white? Right there is probably our best spot for base metals. And I kind of just centered on my map. And then we'll check non-CS crystals. Ooh. Not even close, eh? So what's this? Non-CS crystals and heavy metals. Heavy metals are everywhere. Base metals, anything near this. Ooh. Going to be a hard one. What about here? That's pretty far. Base metals. We have a little bit here. Which is more important? If I look at my thing, my math tells me heavy metals I need the most of. Non-CS and base I need the same. So heavy metals I need the most. So I need as we get down the line, I'm actually going to use heavy metals in 2 different places. Yes, 2 different places. I'll try to take a picture of my handwritten notes and post it. If I forget, remind me. But I'm looking at them on the side here. So I need, basically I have two factories that use heavy metals and one that use each of the others. So this is going to be fine here. This is going to be a bit of a problem now. How big? Let's pick one. Let's start there. So the first thing we need to do, I don't know if I can afford to do 2 transports. We'll see. But since the base doesn't matter, we're going to go ahead and launch our lava command center, and I'm just going to place it anywhere because it doesn't matter. I'm going to drop it there. I'm going to submit it, and we'll upgrade this baby to 4 because we're going to need it. And she's done. So you can see, upgrade it to 4, and away we go. Now, get our scan out a little more here. So let's just go like halfway. We'll see if we can find something in this range. Non-CS crystals. Ooh, yeah, this will be so right there. There's a nice big one at this stage. And base metals, not really close. Right here down at the bottom, maybe. We have another one. This is pretty decent size. And we have base metals right here. So this is where we're going to park. Probably in this area. Maybe just off to the left of this because we might be able to reach the base metals over here as well. Like up in here. So maybe park it right here. We can reach all of this. Okay. And then heavy metals are obviously everywhere. Okay. So non-CS crystals, we're going to park it right between these 2. And that gets us there and there. Okay. Excellent. Right on this white. Alright. So there's no problem with building right in here because you can drop your extractors on top of your other buildings. We're going to build it right. I build an extractor. You can see the range. So as long as the extractors go sort of there. Yeah, something like that. So I'll build like 1 here, 1 here, 1 here. My finger there. Yeah, that'll do. Kind of want to get over here. So we'll build 1 extractor right here. I might do these ones a different way, actually. This. Actually, it'll be pretty much the same. And then I want another extractor for base metals. And I kind of want to cover like... maybe up here. That's pretty far. See if we can connect all that. That might be a little bit distant, but we'll see. As long as we don't submit it, we can rebuild it. So let's go ahead with our storage. I'm going to put 1 storage right tight against this because we want to. Just like that. 1 right tight against this because I want to. And then somewhere in the middle, we have to do the rest of it. So if we go heavy metals and we shrink this down, kind of want to go like here for this, I think. So we go build. This is probably not going to actually work because I think we're too big here. There's too much space. Now it's a small planet, so we might get lucky because the size of the planet does also matter because the longer, this looks like this far, but on a giant gas planet, it's actually longer distances you're dealing with. And I think we're going to put the spaceport right on this one because it's kind of central. And then we'll see if we can connect all these up. I very much doubt it. These are going to suck. But we'll try it. Here. Here. Can I connect that one? I can't see. Yeah. That didn't leave us a whole lot of room. Did not leave us a whole lot of room for mining. well, it's only ISK. I'm going to submit it, because you can't start the extractors until you've submitted it anyway. And we're going to give this baby a try. If I need to, I could maybe put more. I think these use a lot more, though. Like, if I go to info, these use 700 megawatts of power, and this path uses 100. Yeah, so it's a lot cheaper. And we'll start by mining. This one's going to be the one heavy metal we need the most of. We need double, so we need 288 per day. So we're going to go ahead and start with that. 1 day, 6 hours, bring it down, bring it down, bring it down. Boom. And we're going with heavy metal. And yeah, I'm headbanging every time I say it too. I'm sure you guys are as well. We're going to see, we got 43-ish in here. 46, 48, 50. So if we shrink this further, we can see kind of where there we go. Gives us a little bit more focus. So you see 53 somewhere in the middle here. Yeah, my skills are all right. I don't have them perfected because I don't do this as like a primary income source. We're probably going to need like 4. 105, 109. So you can see like here it's less than over here at this edge a little bit. So we'll just get this 109 in here, wherever that was. Get this 109. There it is. Let's get another one in here. 164? Was that out here? Yeah, 164 out there. 164 out here as well. Okay. I don't think I'm going to get 288. This one might have to be just... I might actually do a second lava planet, just based on how bad this one was, and do half. Let's do that, because I do have one extra planet. I can do that. It's gonna be okay. So we'll take this off. We need 144. That's gonna cover it. And we'll just do a second planet. That's pretty simple. No problem there. Alright, we're gonna go ahead and, again, route these to this. No, that didn't work. Create route, here, go. So there we go. Let's get this one set up. If I can get at least 77.7, right? 76.7. Doesn't matter. 76, 77, somewhere in there. And this one's going to be base metals? No, is this base metals or is this non-CS? This is base metals, and we'll crank this down because, well, that's just the way it's going to be. Put this on a 1-day cycle. Install. No, don't install. There's nothing mining yet. And let's see what we can get. We get 27, we get 35. 37 up here, that's not bad. We can get 37, 39. So it's 39. Let's grab another one. We get 77. Yes, we can. Beautiful. And then that's that. Let's route it. So you can see we're a little tighter than we were in the last one. No, can't do that. Can I click on that? Can I click on it? No route, huh? Okay, so we'll cancel that. Let's link this. So I missed that one when I was doing my links earlier. There we go. Routed. So that's half. And we'll do another one. Just watching my... I didn't want that there. I just want to minimize this. That's what I want. I just want to make sure I'm not going to get bumped off and ganked because that's annoying. Alright. This one here is going to be non-CS crystals. We should be okay here to get 77 per day. And then, like I said, we'll build another hole. Did I bring another lava planet? I did not. I'll have to pick that up. That's okay. You guys don't necessarily want to see all of it, so I'll do the second lava planet, but later. So we can get 30 out of here. If we go in here, we're going to get 34, 35, 35.7. That's good enough. And then, doom. Can we get to 77 with one of these? No, that's okay. We can get 73, and then we'll just do one more. We'll go a little over. We'll remember CS crystals can go a little under next time. As long as we have enough. I don't care if I have overage. I just want enough. And we're going to route that. Let's not forget. We're going to create a route to there. No, I said create route, didn't I? Click, click, click. Create route. And it's routed. Submit. Alright, so that's that planet. I'll do the other lava planet separate. But let's go ahead and set up. So that's 2 of our mining planets. You know what? Screw it. We're going to do the whole thing. You guys get to see it all. That's already half an hour's worth of work, it looks like. So let's set up our factory planets. I'm not going to be able to get the factory planets running. I'm going to try to set all of them up on one. I don't think that's going to work. I don't think I have enough room, but we're going to try it. And in this case, I'm going to use Barren Planet. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to find the smallest one, because I'm not actually going to mine on it. We have 3. So if we just shift intro, and we want rate, no, not orbit speed, density, radius. 5,000 kilometers. What's this one? 3,000, so the second one is smaller, that's good. And the last one is 10,000, so we want the second one for our factory planet. That just gives us the least distance possible between things, right? The second one, 3,500, yes. Excellent. So we are going to right click, view in planet mode. Everything else, we're still good. We can minimize this. Alright, factory planet doesn't matter. We're just going to drop a command center. Please, thank you. Just going to drop it here. Now the nice thing with the command center is when you first open a planet, it centers on your command center. And anytime you double click on just the planet, it centers back here. So I like to build my factories at least close to the command center just so it's easy to find them. When you go back to a planet like this, it can be a bit of a pain in the butt to find your structures. Now I could squeeze a bit more out if I took the time to train upgrades to 5, but it hasn't really been necessary yet. Alright, so now this one is a bit complicated. I'm going to flip to my sheet just because I know what the materials are, and it's going to be a series of factory groups. So I'm going to do it with, I might try to actually use less launch pads than I did the first time, just because I can do things a little differently. Yeah. So for example, I have 2 planets that use, let's just see, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, I have 5 clusters. So we're going to start with processors, and these are our basics. We're going to use our basic facilities, and we're going to start with 2 of these. And these are going to make, looks like water and ionic solutions, and I'll show you how to do that. So we're going to go ahead, I'm just going to start right here. And we're going to do that. I'm going to build 2 of these next side by side. Beautiful. And they are going to get their own spaceport, their own launch pad. So we're just going to put this, maybe put them in a line. I think we'll put them in a line. Like that. It's as tight as I can between these 2 little nuggets here. Let's go this way, so we're going away from the launch pad here. Boom, or from the command center. We're going to sort of build this structure out this way. It's going to be a chain. We're going to link these 2. And then if you go in, schematic. Oh, and this is going to be electrolytes on top, I guess. Electrolytes use ionic solution. And we're going to route this back to here. So we don't have the material, so we can't create the route from here. Just don't have it. So once we get our first load and we load these, we can actually do the map back. So all you would do is click on this storage, click on ionic solutions, click create route, click on your factory, and hit OK. Just like we've been doing. There's no difference. You just have to have the materials already on hand. So that's that one. You can see that it's got a schematic because it has a white bar around it. It's flashing, saying it's not producing. And again, materials go in, you get a circle that fills up. This one is going to be the other. This one's going to be water. Now you can hit, like, if you know what you're looking for, you can hit the letter on the keypad and it'll sort of jump down to that section. We're going to install water. We're going to route water back to the launch pad. Oops. Products. Create route. Launch pad. Create route. Perfect. So we can see we have these going out, and we'll just have to wait for tomorrow. We can actually probably pop out and pick some stuff up to get it running here at the end, and I'll show you how that's all going to work. Now we have that one done. Now I'm just going to make a note in here. Which launch pad is this? Because I have it already sort of written how much goes in each one. So basically, I have it written down. I know that I have one grouping that uses ionic solutions. So all of my ionic solutions and all of my aqueous liquids are going to go into this launch pad. And I'm just going to write down the number, the letter. So you can see if I click on this, got to submit it. So we'll submit it. If I click on this, it's USRKL. So this is going to be JUNS 4, and that's going to be USRKL. Now these are all going to be USRKL, so I'm not going to put the U. Oh no, they're not. They are not. USRKL. I think they're all going to be RKL. It's going to be US and then a bunch of other letters. That's how it works. That's right. God, pay attention. Alright, so that's one of our 5 setups. We're going to do 4 more of these. And how do I want to lay these out? I could put like 2 factories and another spaceport, or I could put, you know what, I'm going to do this. I'm going to go basic, and I'm just going to line it up with this one. Kind of like, come on, right next to it. It doesn't really matter, though. I am going to link these. In case I make a mistake and put one of the materials in the wrong thing, I can just link it across instead of launching it, because it costs money to launch it into space, so I'd rather be able to just link it across. We're going to build these across this way, and it's going to look very much like this. It's just another little cluster right there, and then spaceport on top of that. And this is just kind of how I've come up with, not like that, right there, close enough. We're just going to link these like that, and then I'm going to make a link just here like this, just so that I can get stuff from here to here. That simple. Alright, and then this one is going to be, let's use my next planet. This one is heavy metal, noble metal. This is, if I can remember, this is going to be heavy metal turns into toxic metals, right? Toxic? Yes, toxic metal is heavy metals, that's right. And we need 1 toxic metal from here. I think we actually have 2 that end up doing toxic metals. I'll have to look. And we're going to route this back. Again, this is like a complicated. You can do much simpler if you're just looking at it to make ISK. You can make pick one thing and make it up, like make enriched uranium. But I'm trying to do like 5 different outputs. So if you can follow this, you can make the simple ones. Alright, so that routes back, and then I have to do the precious metals. Yes, noble metals turns into precious. That's what we want. So we'll install that, and we'll route that back. Hey, there's a Drake. Is he going to try to bump me? No, he's leaving. I didn't think he would. I mean, it's select. I can't see it. We're going to have to guess because it's behind the little 3D structure. Did I get it? I did. Alright. So you can see the materials coming and going. That's precious and toxic. What's the next one? Next one is heavy metals and non-CS crystals. That's more toxic metal. Now what's this? Is that the toxic side? Yeah, so we'll do the same. I think I'm just going to mirror this, but I'm going to just switch the inside one. So like this, sort of like in here, best as we can. Like that. And spaceport. You know, I've built a dozen factory setups. This was the most complicated one I've done, but I spent probably 3 days sorting it out in LoSec, so it's nice that it works here as well so far. I'm going to link these like this, and you know what, we'll just do that because it's symmetrical and it doesn't offend my OCD too much. This is going to also be toxic because we need 2 sets of toxic metal at the 3rd level, which is going to be a whole other planet. If this, well, we might fit it on this planet, to be fair. So that's that. And then this was, check my notes, non-CS crystals, which turns into chiral structures. Right? Yes. And then we'll click, 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 click. No, come on. Click it right. If you do it right, it works. Alright. So that's that, that's that. Now, the next one on my list, I need 2 factories for each, so I can go this way. That's what I'll do. I will do basic. We'll just make we'll make a group of 4, like this, and like this, and like this, and like this. Okay, and then the last one we need, if we're looking at this, this is making more precious metals and reactive metals, 2 of each. Yes. And this is where all of our noble metals, this is where most of our nobles, 2/3 of our noble metals come here, and 1/3 goes here. That's why we needed so much. Wait, we needed 3 noble metals? We did. Yeah. Oh, I don't even have noble metals yet. That's right. Noble metals is only available on barren planets, which is what we're hoping to use. One of these other planets is just to get noble metals, and I need like 3 times. So I need 3, 428, 438, so 440, rounding, if I did the math in my head. And the last thing we need is only the noble gas converts into 1, so I think I'm just going to tuck that into the side here. So we'll put the other launch pad probably just at the end, because it's symmetrical, sort of like that. And these are going to link like this down the line. I'm just holding control, clicking once, let go of control, and set your point. So control click, let go, control. And no, you know what, that's a waste because I don't have the power. I'm going to try to squeeze another whole factory in here yet. Alright, so that chains down this side. That's perfect. And then we're just going to do, it was, what did I say it was again? It was reactive? No, this is, yeah, reactive. So R, reactive metals. And we're going to route you back. And actually, this is where you're going to see. So from this one, I'm going to route back to this storage. That's not supposed to be storage. Crap. Hold your horses. Let's delete that. Good thing we didn't submit it. We can remove that. Proceed. And we're going to put a spaceport here, not a storage port. Can't do nothing with a storage. And the reason I'm using launch pads instead of one launch pad and just moving around is because you can only move stuff once every few minutes. I think it's every 5 or 10 minutes with the expedite transfer. So you want to do it once if you can. So I'm just going to drop them in, and it's good. There we go. We can just link this back in like that. Now we can route this back to the spaceport. Okay, as you can see, that one's routed, and this is going to be the same thing. We're going to do them both on the same side just so that it does that, and I'll show you how this looks. Install reactive metals. We're going to route it back to the spaceport. Alright, so now you can see we have a dotted line going to here. And if we click on this, it shows the route, 1 outgoing. If I click on this one and show the routes, I have 1 outgoing and 1 transiting. So when this one sends it, it actually transits through this. And that's fine. You can totally do that. And then if we look here, you'll see I have 2 incoming reactive metals, 1 from each factory. And it's going to look the same way once we set up the other way. It's going to transit through this middle one. So I have not yet had a problem with it. You can upgrade these. I haven't had to do it yet. That's probably more of a thing to do in nullsec, or if you're doing high volumes somewhere in high sec. What's this guy doing? Watch you. He's checking out our Asbel. Okay. That's fine. Alright, what we're doing, and this is going to be the other noble metals, so this is more precious. Lots of precious metals in this one. And that's because we're doing mechanical parts into robotics, but we also need mechanical parts. So we basically have to make twice as much mechanical parts. 1 to turn into robotics and 1 to save for using for fuels. So we'll set one up, create a route. I'm just going to click through it real quick. Precious metals, install, create route. And again, this may not be the most efficient way, but it's a simple way for me to manage once it's all set up. I can just do it, which is a benefit to me because I don't like doing stuff. Alright, so let's make sure we have that. 1 outgoing, 1 outgoing transiting, 2 incoming, 3 incoming, 4 incoming. So you can see we have now 2 of each incoming. Perfect. Can I check local, see if this guy's trying to chat to me? Where'd my local chat go? Oh yeah, right, it was down there. Come on. No, he's not. Who is this guy? Oh. Okay. Checking war. This is what I do when I'm logged in. I check things. No war history, so he's not a war decker. He's probably looking to see if he can use it, which he can. Checking tax rates, that sort of thing. So that's fine. Let's see what he says. Shoot. Alright, last one we needed. Sorry, noble gas. We need to convert noble gas into whatever the noble gas converts into. It's something simple. I'll remember it in a second. Processes. And it's just one unit. And we're just going to tuck it in right here. Should I do it like this? And one spaceport. And we'll give it its own. Just like that. One happy little spaceport. And we'll just chain them up like that. And this one is going to be noble gas goes into not biofuels, oxygen. Oxygen. Duh. Oxygen. So we'll install that. And we'll just route it back. And it's one nice little, simple little factory. Creates one thing. So you could mine a whole bunch of noble gas, convert it to oxygen, haul that to market. Like that's something you could do if you wanted to. It's that simple. Alright. So, now that we have this all done, and it looks right, these are dead because we're actually only using this if we ever have to move. Say I put noble gas here, I can at least move it into this one. We'll submit that. So now what you see is these produce, it inputs 3,000 units every half hour, and it produces 20 units every half hour. So we're producing 40 units every hour. Now the next level up machines, I'm just going to put one down. We won't actually do anything with it, but we're going to stick it down. Click on it. Oh, it doesn't actually show you. So it inputs 40 units every 1 hour and outputs its 5 units or whatever it is every hour. So these ones up an hour, so having enough to maintain this is of benefit. Now, for our next piece, we need two launch pads and 6. I think it's 2 launch pads and 6 advanced factories. Just trying to remember how I did it. Yes. Yeah, looking at my map, I've got 1, 2, 3 inputs on one. One of them's doubled. Yes, okay. So I'll show you how I did this as well. So we're going to actually delete that. So I think we might actually have enough room. So let's do spaceports, and let's just put 2 down. We'll just put I'm actually going to put them close, because I might try to link off this whole mess so I can... Ooh. Wondering if I should export everything to factories instead. So if I can build this... Not factories, storage units. Do I have enough? Alright, let's just build a spaceport. Because I'm only going to get to... No, it'll be okay. This will work. This will work. So we're going to put 2, and we're going to put them like this. Sort of around this last one. I'll show you why. Oh, a little bit more. There we go. Cannot build... Okay, yeah, we don't have room, so we are going to have to use a whole other planet for the next tier. That's fine. That is fine. This is fully upgraded, yeah. So we can't actually use another launch pad. Okay, that's not a problem. So this is our factory planet. It is set up and ready to go. We will use another barren planet, because that's what I did in low-sec. So that's what we're going to do here. So that one's set up. So we have our 2 mining planets and 1 factory planet with 17 structures. We're going to go grab the other small barren planet, which is... This one is the other smallish one. Right? This is the not 10 million. It's 5,000? Yeah, this will be fine. Almost would have been better to do this the other way around, but because we're going to mine on this one too, I think. And we are going to show in planet mode. The first thing we're going to do is we'll find where we're going to mine. So the last thing we're missing is noble metals. Not lava. Darn it. It was the other barren. This one. Noble metals. Scan noble metals. And we're just going to find the biggest right there. That's beautiful. And we're going to kind of go here because we might need to, so we'll go like here. We're going to go ahead and drop our other Baron, because that's why I brought 2. Command centers, Baron. We will have to set up the other, I think it was Lava Planet, as well. So we're just going to drop this anywhere, it doesn't matter. And we're going to submit that. We're going to upgrade it to level 4. Check our income, check our money. We're not poor yet. And that's good there. So we'll submit that. And we're going to get our, let's get our factory set up. And we'll get our factory set up just kind of down here. Doesn't really matter, over here even. It's going to be 2 spaceports, 2 launch pads. So 1 and 2. And we're going to link these for the same reason we linked the other ones. Actually, there's 2 reasons to link this. Ooh, there we go. Because we need... Yes, that's right. And we're going to put processors advanced. We're going to put 4. So I'm going to start with right to the side. We're just going to go right to the side. That. And 1 above it. And 1 above it. And these 2 are going to be our mechanical parts, because I said we need 2 mechanical parts. 1, 2. 1 goes up and is turned into fuel. 1 gets put into robotics to turn into robotics. And I forget what this one is, but we'll go through all that. I'll go based on what I have, the materials, I think. One of the consumer electronics, 2 mechanical parts, and a robotics. So we're going to link all this. Let's link this first. Like a, whoop, nope, that was shift, not control. Just kind of like this. Anything going on? Nope, we're all excited. Okay. And then this is going to be, I'm just going to make this one mechanical parts. M, mechanical parts. No, not mechanical parts. Not mechanical parts, robotics. Make this one robotics. For me keeping it straight in my mind reasons. You can go back to that launch pad, and then you 2 are mechanical parts. That's why you're up there together, you're paired. So we're going to install, we're going to route. Alright. Now I probably could just use 1, but I like to split it, and I'll show you why in a second. So that one's routed back, right? Did I do that? Yes. And this one's also mechanical parts. Install. Create route. And we're going to route it to the second launch pad over here. So what's going to happen is our robotics needs mechanical parts, and it's going to be pulling materials out of this launch pad. So these mechanical parts will go here to feed this. And then I'm going to have these mechanical parts go through this one to go up to be made into fuel. Now I might be able to get away with a third. I didn't look at the actual... I don't do the industry, I don't make the fuel, so I haven't looked at how many of each we need. So I'm just kind of doing half, and if it seems to be too much, I'm going to actually split it. So we can put like a third or 2/3 of these 2 into here. So they each make 5, so I'd put 7 into here, I guess. 6. Well, what's 2/3 is like 6.6, so yeah. But this is good for now. So mechanical parts, consumer electronics. Not construction blocks, consumer electronics. Now the nice thing here is, I can show you this. So, and we're going to go here. So we have mechanical parts coming into here, and consumer electronics coming into here. So we can go to our robotics that need mechanical parts, consumer electronics. And we can go to here. And if we go routes, you can see we have incoming each of these. So we can go ahead and create this route, and we can set up the final stage for robotics just like that. So there's our consumer electronics out and in, and our mechanical parts in and out. So you can see the line going both ways there. And if you hover on it, you can just sort of see where everything's going once we submit it, but that's okay. So that's all of that. Then we're going to set up this one, this last bit. This is going to be enriched uranium and something. Alright, and sorry about that. My video went a little weird there as I was finishing up my advanced factory. So let's just take a look. I went and got my epithel as well. We'll take a look at this as well in just a minute. But let's go back to the advanced factory and see where we're at. So the advanced factory was this one here. So once we have it, you can click on your planetary colonies. You can see all the list. I can tell these are my mining planets. This is my big factory, my stage 1 factory planet, stage 2. And you can get to this if it's not on your Neocom bar. You go in through business. So the big E, business, planetary colonies. And if you click and drag it, you can pin it down here. Alright, that brings it up. Let's go take a look at the planet real quick. Okay, so here's what you can see. The last two things we needed were coolant, which uses our water and electrolytes, and toxic and precious metals used to make enriched uranium. Okay, and we need a lot of that because we also use precious metals and reactive metals up here, which is why we had so many doing precious metals on our tier 1 factory. I've also, on the same planet, because it happens to be on a barren, you can see I set up a noble metal extractor, and I just got as much as I could because it's the only place producing it, and it's the one I need the most of. I have 3 factories that use it, so we have to divide it on the other planet. So we have to take it with us to our first planet, first factory planet. And there's one section where you remember I had 2 factories using it from one spaceport, so they get 2/3, and then 1/3 goes to the other one. I've also noted down, gone back through and I noted down each of my spaceports and what materials go into it. I don't have that typed up and you won't be able to read my handwriting, so I'll try to get that typed up and post it somewhere for the Malro guys. If you're not in Malro and you really want to see my map, quote unquote, then let me know, and once I get it typed up I will get you a copy as well. I do not mind at all. But this is going to do that, so we do have some materials. And the other thing I did do is I set up our second lava planet, so you can see it's over here. This one's nice and tight. I probably could have got away with just one if I used this one, but we have 2 now. I'm not going to worry about it. It's a percentage anyway, so it's not really going to cost that much more overall. And it's good to have 2 in case one starts running low, I can up production on the other one and so on down the line. But let's take a look at our ship. Now, for PI, if you're going to do it at all, I guarantee you you're going to want the epithel. So we look at the information. It's not insured or anything yet. I just grabbed it. I haven't fitted up or anything. We're just going to use it for this video and then I'll go get the fits. But it looks like a hauler. It's pretty fancy and normal. But the one thing it does have is a planetary commodities hold. 36. I get 67.5 K meters squared, 1,000 meters squared. It's basically, it gives you a 10% bonus per level. And I have level 4, I believe. No, I have level 5 because I'm trying to train towards the T2 haulers. So I have level 5, so I get 50% bonus. Now, modules do not affect the specialty cargo capacity. But you can see here I get 67.5 K, which is plenty to do what I need to do. So now that we have everything built up and I've showed it to you, we're going to start the process. I'm only going to fire up the first factory. The second factory is the exact same process. You just use the produced materials from the first factory. So I'm going to double click into our lava factory just to take a look. And you can see all 3 of these have some stuff. Now normally what I would do, and we have it all going into here, so we're going to just start down the line. And you go to products, click on it. Oh, why is it not transferring? Oh, it did. It's all in here. So you can see I have a little tiny bit. So this is just going to be getting us started. I did that wrong. So you go to your storage, click on this, click expedited transfer, click your launch pad. We want to move these heavy metals over. So we're going to do that. You click expedite transfer. Now you can see cooldown timer 5 minutes. We go execute. Now if we go back in here, I cannot, I have to make this a little bigger. For 5 minutes I can't do another transfer. So now in high sec this probably doesn't matter quite as much. In low sec I try to do everything as quick as I can, so I'm not spending as much time not tethered, because right now I'm tethered, I'm relatively safe. You want to spend as little time in low sec as you can out and about. So execute transfer. Oops, there we go. So this is obviously not going to get us very far, but it's something. Expedite. I said expedite. Go to here. So we transfer all 3. You can see them now. They're all over here. See, all three of them are in here. Then we go launch, and this is where we're going to find out our cost. So if we go like that, it's going to cost me 5,000. We're probably going to be moving like 10 times this much, so 50,000. It's not going to be too bad. It should still be cheaper than buying what I need off the market, so as long as it's cheaper. And so there we go. We've moved it up into space. This is where we can now go get it with our spaceship. So that's one planet down. Let's do the next one. We'll do our other crazy planet. Now you can see this one, it's centered on the command center, but our mining operation is way up over here, all spread out and spidery. And we're going to just go ahead, expedite transfer to here. Go CS crystals, go. Right, that one had a good luck. It's been running a little longer than the other planets. That's not bad. We got our CS crystals. Let's grab this thing. Expedite to here. We just go through this, and basically this is what I'm going to be doing every day or every other day, depending on how it works out. I'll have to at the very least restart the mines every day, which is fine because I log into this character every day almost. Very rare exceptions do I not spend at least 5 minutes on them doing chores. So here we go. So we should have 3 in here as well. And we'll launch those up into space. This one's a little longer, so let's see how much this costs us. Yeah, this isn't bad at all. I'm okay with this so far. As long as I don't go broke. I may have to transfer some money back to this guy. And we'll get our 3rd mining planet. Huzzah! And we will... this one... expedited transfer. Take the ionic solutions. Expedited transfer. Noble gas. I do an extra click in there. You don't actually need to. You don't actually need to click on the product in here. You can just skip it and do it from here, but I in habit always click on the product. I don't know why, just what I've always done. We'll launch those into space. Alright, transfer that. And then this planet here has a little bit as well. This one doesn't go to storage, you can just go straight to the launch pad. I won't have too much because I just fired this one up before I left, though it does mine a fair bit more than the others. So we'll just go put that one straight into space. Beautiful. Alright, so all of our raw materials are in space. Now, here's what we do. We just go down the line. Now, here's our epithal. Currently it's unfit, but this is a fit I use in low sec. I'm going to remove these. I actually don't even use this fit anymore. I don't have the fit I use in low sec on this character. I'm going to put more aligning things in here just so we can get about with this 9-second align time. Actually, it's not 9 because we won't use this very much. 8-second align time, almost 9. I can get that down by swapping these out. I want to keep a bit of a tank. I might drop the cloak too because I'm not really leaving the system, so work cloaking isn't going to help too much. If I ever have to decide to lose the system, I'll put the cloak back in. But for this, I just keep it. It's not expensive, 11 million. So, and that's including the hull, which I already have. So there's the fit I will be using. So 3 times core field defense extenders, 1 prototype cloaking device, 1 meta micro warp drive. Just whichever one I happen to have or can get cheapest probably, because it doesn't really matter. Don't use anything. 3 times medium shield extenders. You could do some tank. You could buff up, like plug your EM hole, even the EM thermal, and then an extender. I may do that. Swapping these out probably for 2 or 3 more of these inertial stabilizers, and calling it a day. Just because it's a local unit, it doesn't leave this system. So here we go. So right click, customs office, warp 2. Right click, customs office, access. And normally, so you can see I have lots and lots of room. We've got 58 meters cubed right now, and we can carry 67,000. Now in low sec, when I do this, I do it on a 2-day cycle. Sometimes on occasion, I have to do 2 trips to some of the planets to pick up the last little bits. But usually when that's the case, I've got enough, and I just let it sit and build up. And sometimes I have to clean house. I'll get a backlog of things, and I'll just clean up and sell them on the market or something. But I'm not super efficient. You can trim this right down to, like, you pull out exactly what you need to put in and everything's balanced, which I could totally do, but I'm too lazy. I just like to get it done. So there we go. So we've got our first bit of raw materials. Now we just go warp 2, and then while we're in warp, you can see this killer align time. We're going to go ahead and grab the second lava planet's worth of stuff. Just warp, warp, warp. And just get this over here. So you hit this little arrow to hide your sidebar, which is nice. It gives me a little more room to work because we'll need that in a second. We'll get this closer too. Move local back now that we're done working on the planets because that was just in the way. That's going to be a little taller. And once we sort of come out of warp, we can drag these in. Stack them. And then we'll go to our storm planet and grab its materials. So warp within. Access customs office. And then we're going to divide all this up because we have to pick up our noble metals too first. Because heavy metals need to be divided in half because it goes into 2 factories. And noble metals needs to be divided into 3 because it goes into 3 factories. And base metals, yeah. So those are the 3 I have to divide there. Everything else is whole on. So this is just what I do. So we're about to stop here. Dun, 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 dun. Boom, stack all that. And then we got to pick up our noble metals from here. So oftentimes I'll hit this planet twice because I'm going to pick up this, go here, pick up all of our secondary, our produced materials, transfer this in, pick up the produced materials, fly back here to drop off the produced materials. And I'll usually pick up my finals, any finals on that second jaunt, just because then it's from there to home and we're good. Now, again, watch for ganks. We'll just watch. Just watch for catalysts on D-scan. You can do that as well. So you just do that and just watch for bad things. So they might come and try to just because. To be honest, even in low sec, I'm not too bothered. Occasionally I've been chased off. But I have my align time down pretty good, so as long as I'm watching D-scan. I think my fit that I'm currently using in low sec has the same, the inertial stabilizers. And we'll just transfer that into here. And then what I would do in low sec is tether back onto one of our structures, but we're not going to do that. So we have about 6,000, so we're just going to rough math it. We're going to divide this into 2,000 and 4,000. Have a little extra, so that's the big one. And then what else goes with that? Base metals. So we're going to do that. Then this noble metals goes with our CS crystals. Noble gas goes by itself. Heavy metals needs to get divided in half, right? And it goes with, oh no, CS crystals and CS crystals does not go here. We divide this in half. We're going to do that 4,500. And just rough. That goes there with that. Those two stick together. This is by itself. So you can see how that works. There. It's all sorted out. And then we can warp to our factory planet. Warp to within. And you warp to the customs office, not the planet, because you need to access these POCOs. And so you can see here, these are all of our launch pads. So I have my list written down. I know that OQXML, if I look at it, that's my noble gas. So the first one to go in is noble gas. Here we go. As soon as we land, we'll get this started. And yeah, we're well on our way to having some PI done in HiSec. I wanted to do the demo here in HiSec because it's a little more dangerous in low sec, and I like to pay more attention. So as soon as we're stopped, we go like this, and then you can go like this, and you can see we're going to pay another tax. So you pay to pull it up, you pay to put it down. So whoever owns these are making a bit of ISK, but that's okay. And once we've put that there, actually we have to first, right. So then we do the next one. USRKL. USRKL is this one, ionic and aqueous. This is making water and electrolytes. So put that down on the planet. 3Q. 3QXML is heavy and noble, which is this one. And so I just like to do this, prep these ahead of time. Oh wait. Yep, I did that right. I did it. Keep second guessing myself, I don't know why. And then 9Q, if I wrote this down right anyway. Heavy metal non-CS crystals, which is heavy metal non-CS crystals. Into the POCO. Down to my launch pad. And from there we'll get it out to our factories. Alright, and the last one is noble and base, which is KQ. I was reading the wrong one. Boom boom, noble and base. And there we go. And then what I'll do is I pick my structure. We're just going to go here. We're going to warp to within, not dock, because we need to be in space, potentially. So we've got all of our raw materials down on the planet now. And what we'd normally do is also pick up our produced materials, so we can then take them to the next factory, as I said. But let's go down there and get our factories all set up. So you can see here, there's little ticks. If we set this up right, we can go in here. We have our noble gas. We can create route, and we're going to route it to this factory. Boom. So you can see it filled up. If I hit submit, the yellow bar around this side is full colored. And we're producing. Every 30 minutes, we're going to produce 20 units of oxygen. And it's just going to come right back in. See, the line goes back and forth. So we can do the same thing here. If we go, what do we got? This is needing electrolytes, so this is our ionic solutions. So if we go here, ionic solutions, create route, click it, create route, go back in, ionic solutions, nope, I did that one, aqueous liquids, and that's the bottom one, create route, and if we submit it, boom, both of them are going. They're filled up. When they're not filled, you'll see this yellow bar will only fill a certain amount, so if it's got half, it'll fill halfway, so you can sort of just on a glance see what's short. What do we have here? We have heavy metals going into the left side. So we'll grab our heavy metals, create route, and we'll grab our other one. Now what happens if we go noble metals, let's just make sure before I do that. So this needs CS crystals, and we can link to it because we have this path here. So if you go noble, create route, and you click on something that can't take it, it tells you the barren factory is an invalid commodity. It won't let you put it into the wrong one. So if you click it and it says it can go, that's where it belongs. A nice little tidbit. So you see here, this one didn't actually even fill up enough to run a set. We're going to transfer some more out of here, I think, if there's any left. That's okay. This is just to get it set up. So now, from now on, once we drop the materials, it'll automatically filter it out to the factories. It's good to know. Left side is heavy metal again, which is good because that's how we did it. Heavy metal. Create route. And nope. Here. Non-CS crystals, create route to here. Those are filled up. We'll hit submit. And you see this one took a bite. It's running. Didn't have enough to fill up again. Same with this. You can see all that. That's pretty awesome. These top sides should be base metals up top. Okay. So we're going to grab our base metals. What I'll do is whatever's left, I'll throw into this one to see if I can get a cycle of that going. We're going to create route. And this one we have to do twice. Which means we're probably not actually going to have any left. That's okay, this is just our first run. It'll actually start for real tomorrow. Noble metals, create route. How much am I short? Let's just see. I need 1,000. So let's just move 1,000 just to show that this works, that I can get from here. Expedited transfer. Oh, submit. Get those gobs going. You can't do an expedited transfer while it's moving. Oh crap. That means it just ate up all the rest of my materials. Well, poop. So I'm going to have to fix this one at the end because it just sucked it into here. Can I expedite out of here? Nope. Nope. Okay, that's fine. I oopsed that. I should have just created the path, but that's okay. So you can see how that works. Factories are running, and then these are going to produce their materials in every hour, and then I take them up to the other factory, and that's it. So this is the PI chain. Obviously, once we've got a day's worth in here, they'll all run, and everything's running smoothly. So there you go. This is how I set up my PI for fuel block production. This factory layout will work for a lot of things, but for me, the idea is just to start at the top. So I need these things. Work your way back. How much? If I have one robotics factory, how many of each of these do I need down the chain? And that's what I did. And just keep in mind that these ones output 20 units, but the next size up takes 40 of each one. So technically, you need for each factory, you need each advanced factory, you need 2 basic factories. For each basic factory, you need 6,000 units of raw ore per hour, and that's basically the math. So 6,000 into 40 into 5, and then it outputs like 3 at the top end. But that's your last material, so you get 3 units per cycle in the top end if you use the advanced factories. But there we go. So I'm going to leave it there. Hopefully you guys found that fun, especially you Malro bros. If you want to help out, we can work out some sort of deal and buy some of your PI because we do want to produce most of our fuel locally. But other than that, that's how I run my PI We won't call it an empire because it's mostly just doesn't work. But there we go. So I'm gonna leave the video there, folks. As always, if you like that video, please subscribe to keep up to date on new videos, new tips and tricks, and new raw gameplay videos. I do have some more high-sec combat exploration coming. I'll be recording that either later today or tomorrow, so stay tuned for that as well. And more Pockets Quick Tips videos. But yeah, please subscribe, and we'll get this channel to the 1,000 subscriber goal I'm looking for, and I'll be a happy panda. As always, take care, fly safe, and I'm out of here.